14.6 million pesos. To turn a spiky, almost throwaway cactus fruit into gourmet wine, honey, and brandy. Would you ever guess that the most profitable product from a prickly pear isn't the fruit itself, but the alcohol distilled from it? Today we're going inside that transformation, from harsh, sun-baked fields of cactus to the humming stainless steel tanks of a modern plant in Mexico. If you enjoy seeing how everyday foods become high-value products, hit subscribe so you don't miss the rest of this series. Now, let's walk into the factory where tuna stops being just a fruit and becomes a business. Our story starts in the Mexican highlands, in fields of nopal cactus loaded with prickly pears, known locally as tunas. For decades, much of this fruit had only one destiny: be sold fresh, cheaply, or simply go to waste when the market was flooded. Farmers in Jalisco, Guanajuato, and Aguascalientes knew the fruit was sweet, vibrant, full of potential, but they were stuck in a low-margin cycle. Too much fruit, too few buyers, and no way to safely, efficiently turn it into something more. Enter a public-private experiment. The Mexican government, through its Secretary of Agriculture, Livestock, Rural Development, Fishing and Food, SEGARPA, launched a territorial development strategy. The idea was simple. If rural areas could process what they grow, they could capture far more value. One of the boldest bets of that strategy took shape in the city of Lagos de Moreno, Jalisco, a dedicated prickly pear processing plant. The numbers alone tell you this wasn't a hobby project. The facility cost 14.6 million Mexican pesos, around 1.1 million US dollars at the time. SEGARPA put in 4.4 million pesos, about $334, and the rest came from the growers themselves. These were farmers literally buying into a new future for their fruit. The plant would be run by a company called Tunala SA, created to take all that surplus prickly pear from the surrounding states and turn it into something the fresh market could never offer. But there was a huge, very sharp problem. If you've ever handled a prickly pear, you know it's covered in spines and a tough, bitter peel. At home, you might peel a few with a knife. Now imagine doing that with tons of fruit every day. For any serious processing plant, hand peeling is impossible, and if the peel mixes with the pulp, the bitterness ruins the taste of juice, jam, or wine. That single technical challenge stood between farmers and the gourmet products they dreamed of. This is where one person's obsession changed everything. Tunala's general director, Ricardo Huerta Wild, spent 7 years focused on one question: how do you peel prickly pears on a massive scale without contaminating the pulp with peel? 7 years of research and development went into designing a machine that could do what no one else had done at industrial scale. A system that grips, cuts, separates, and ejects peel and pulp with surgical precision. Fast enough to handle industrial volumes, gentle enough to protect the flavor. Inside the plant, that machine is the heart of the process. Truckloads of prickly pears arrive from Jalisco, Guanajuato, and Aguascalientes, fruit that would otherwise be dumped on the fresh market at low prices. First, workers unload and sort them, removing damaged or rotten pieces. The good fruit is washed to remove dust and any remaining spines. Then, the clean tunas move along conveyors, straight into Huerta Wild's peeling system. In seconds, each fruit is stripped of its skin, the bitter peel diverted in one direction, the juicy pulp in another. From that point on, the plant becomes a playground for product development. Once Huerta Wild had his peeling solution, he spent another 2 years studying what exactly to make with this newfound river of pure prickly pear pulp. The team tested juices and concentrates, thick golden honey made from reduced juice, bright jams, and a whole line of alcoholic beverages. Brandy, a digestive spirit, even red and white wines made from different varieties of tuna. Every option meant different equipment, different recipes, different markets. The pulp, destined for juice, is filtered to remove seeds, then pasteurized to kill microbes while preserving color and aroma. Some of it is bottled as ready-to-drink juice. Some is concentrated, water gently evaporated off under controlled heat, to create a thick, stable base that can travel long distances or be blended into other beverages. That same concentration step, taken further, produces a viscous, sweet prickly pear honey, ideal for drizzling over desserts or stirring into gourmet sauces. For jams, the process shifts. Pulp is combined with sugar and cooked to a specific temperature and texture. Pectin levels are monitored to ensure the jam sets properly. The result is a spread that captures the fruit's vivid color and floral sweetness. sealed in jars that can sit on a shelf for months. Each jar represents fruit that might otherwise have rotted in the field, now transformed into a premium product with a long shelf life and a much higher price tag. But the most surprising discovery came from the fermentation tanks. When the team ran the numbers, they found that spirits, the alcoholic drinks distilled from prickly pear, had the highest profit margin of all. Juice was good, jam and honey were promising. Yet brandy, prickly pear wine, and a digestive liqueur delivered the best return per kilo of fruit. Fermentation turned sugar into alcohol. Distillation and aging turned that alcohol into a refined, high-value product that could compete in the world of specialty spirits. That changed the plant's strategy. Instead of just being a juice factory, Tuna became a full-spectrum processor with a special focus on alcoholic products. Fermentation rooms were designed to control temperature and oxygen, preserving delicate aromas. Distillation columns and stills were installed to concentrate flavors. Red and white prickly pear wines, each with their own character depending on the variety, joined the lineup. A digestive spirit meant to be sipped slowly after meals added another layer of sophistication. The humble cactus fruit was now the base for an entire portfolio of gourmet beverages. For the growers, this wasn't just about pride, it was about survival and growth. By channeling their harvest into a plant that could make juice, concentrates, honey, jam, brandy, digestive spirits, and wines, they were no longer at the mercy of a volatile fresh market. They were shareholders in an integrated value chain. And for Ricardo Huerta Wild, the success of the first plant was only the beginning. He publicly stated his goal to implement 4 more factories dedicated to prickly pear oil, flour, concentrates, and honey. Not just one facility, but an entire industrial ecosystem built around the cactus. The twist in this story is that the most valuable part of the fruit wasn't its fresh form, but its potential. Potential unlocked by a single machine that could peel without bitterness. Potential amplified by public investment from Sagarpa and private risk from farmers. Potential realized in a line of products where the highest margins came not from what you might expect, juice or jam, but from carefully crafted spirits. A fruit once seen as rustic and cheap became the foundation for a sophisticated export-ready industry. If you want to really see how all these steps look on the factory floor, the washing, the peeling machine in action, the tanks where juice becomes wine and brandy, you'll want to dive into the full walkthrough of a prickly pear processing plant. That's where the technical details, the machinery, and the real-time transformation come alive. See you there.